Bulletcast for life.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for the subscription, the stream, the viewing, the download, the listen. I'm your host, Phillip, and yes, I am the Pod Father with a special podcast for you, a bonus episode. But before we get into it, I'd like to thank everyone for supporting the podcast. You know, happy holidays, happy Thanksgiving, happy belated Thanksgiving. I hope you enjoyed your Black Friday. I hope you're going to enjoy your Cyber Monday. But let's jump into this PEA, this performance enhancing audio. Shout out to Brian Campbell for coming up with the name. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, as you can obviously tell by either the name of the pod or if you're watching the video, the graphics already up. I want to talk about the two new factions that debuted on Raw and SmackDown this past week. Now, Brandon and I got into it on the regular episode this past Wednesday, which aired a little early. Normally we do it on Fridays, but anyway, I want to really jump into what's going on here because there are a few ways you can go about this. One way, which obviously would really make sense. All right, so on Monday Night Raw, we have a bombshell blonde in Mandy Rose. We have the powerhouse brunette. Her name is escaping me at the moment. I'm so sorry. And of course, we have the anti-diva, the goth um, character in Paige. Now, if we go over to SmackDown, the powerful brunette Sarah Logan, the blonde bombshell Liv Morgan, and then the goth anti-diva Ruby Riott. Here's what you do with this. They're a part of the same faction. They're just on two separate brands. It could be NWO Red versus NWO, not versus, but NWO Red and NWO White Jace. Now, not where they fight each other, but Sam Roberts on his podcast, he referred to them as the Lady Killers. I'm gonna go New Woman's Order. Let's go NWO here. So we have the NWO of Raw, and then we have the NWO of SmackDown. And then when they come together, let's say, because I do think they're going to be doing a Women's Royal Rumble, they come together and they help each other, you know. Like how a faction does, like when the new Nexus was in the 2011 Royal Rumble, you know, they were helping each other, you know, stuff like that. I think that'd be best for business because we'd understand why we have a goth chick, a blonde, and a brunette on both shows. Or what you could do if they don't want to do anything like that at all, which I think the new woman's order would be a nice little merchandise selling ploy and shtick if I don't say so myself. But what we could also do, let's say these are two separate things. Paige is just running her own thing, and Ruby Riott was tired of being on developmental and said, hey, you know what? I'm going to grab these two other chicks, and we're going to go up to the main roster and wreak some havoc. Sure, okay, why not? We can do that. But then, when we do get the Women's Royal Rumble in January, they have that face-off. Those two factions have that face-off. Could you imagine? I think a stare down between Paige and Ruby Riott would be very entertaining. I'm down for it. I'm all in, actually. Because it's like I said on the podcast, I think Ruby Riott, she has an interesting look, you know. Of course, there are similarities to Paige. But there's just something about her, and like I enjoy her moveset. I think she could be a future women's champion on the main roster. Let's have a stare down like that. I think that'd be something very interesting to watch and see and behold. But I don't know. You know, I think really just having them be together just on two separate shows is more interesting, you know? Because we don't really get to see that. That'd be like Gallows, Anderson, and Finn on Raw, and then let's say Cody comes back and Adam Cole gets called up. Then you have Bullet Club along with AJ on SmackDown, you know? Something of that nature, you know? But honestly, I do think that putting these women together would be best. It'd be best for business. But if they want to go their own separate things, and then depending on if they last that long, they could go to Survivor Series with it and just add like another other members to each side to make it 5-on-5, the traditional Survivor Series match. But I honestly I don't think it's gonna last that long. I don't understand why they would just have an exact replica um debut on SmackDown like Raw. But here's another thing. This is what Vince. I saw how Vince really views Raw. He views it truly as the A show. It's been on longer. That was his creation. Because like the way they weren't presented in a backstage segment like on SmackDown. Paige made an awesome return. She got the crowd hyped by saying, "Did you miss me?" And then she says, "I didn't come alone." And I was like, "Wait, hold on. Did she bring Del Rio? Like, is Brad Maddox coming back? Like, what are we doing here?" I'm joking, of course. But and then when Mandy Rose and oh my God, the MMA chick, her name is escaping me. I'm so sorry. But when they attacked, Mickey, Bailey, Sasha, it felt big. As far as just that backstage segment with Naomi talking to her hairdresser, I'm like, oh, okay. And when I saw Ruby Red, I did pop a little bit. I'm like, oh, okay, she's on the main roster now. That's cool. Glad she got the call up. She wasn't in NXT that long. And then I see Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan, and I'm like, are we really doing the same thing we just did 24 hours ago? But hey, I don't know what Vince's plans are. We're going to have to wait till Raw and SmackDown to see. And hopefully they do some stuff with the Starrcade live event that's happening in Greensboro tonight. That's going to be very interesting to see. Actually, we can just go over the card right now. Charlotte Flair will be defending the SmackDown Women's Championship in a steel cage against Natalya. The Usos defend the tag titles against the New Day, Benjamin and Gable, and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I believe Rusev is wrestling Randy Orton. I know Ziggler's going up against Rude. Baron Corbin's defending the U.S. title against Shinsuke Nakamura. And the phenomenal AJ Styles is defending the WWE World Heavyweight Championship against the modern-day Maharaja, former WWE Champion Jinder Mahal, in a steel cage. That sounds like a stacked live event card. I just wish, it was on the network, kind of like what they did with the Beast in the East and the Madison Square Garden one, which I loved all of that. And of course, the first ever Roadblock was a live special. I thought that was really nice. But I don't know why Vince isn't putting it on the network or want to have this lavish production for it. But we'll see. All right, guys, this ends this bonus pod. I'd like to thank all of you for listening. Please like, share, subscribe. SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, Google Play, YouTube. Bulletcast is everywhere. We are the Bulletcast on YouTube. We are the Bulletcast on Instagram. We are Bulletcast on Facebook, and we are Bulletcast on Twitter. Thank you guys so much. This has been the Podfather Phillip Antoine, giving you another dose of that performance-enhancing audio. This Friday, we will return to our normal recording time. The California Kid Mitchell and the Canadian Destroyer Brandon will all be back in the same vicinity again, and Brandon will be displaying the new Bulletcast Championship. It might come on the line later next month with Clash of Champions. He might put it on the line then, or Royal Rumble. We don't know. We are going to have to wait and see till Friday. All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, so much. Bulletcast, this is our yard now. Goodbye and good night.
This has been the Bulletcast. Thank you for listening.